Think about what I'm saying here. And to my friends, my beautiful beloved friends. Yes, I'm saying this about y'all too, but I'm not saying this with malice. It is just a painful observation for me. To all who are watching this, do any of you remember a time where, generally speaking, not all people, but generally speaking, within the culture, whenever someone hasn't seen you for a while, or if they haven't heard from you in a while via phone call, it used to be a genuine concern. Like, to not get a phone call from someone who you haven't seen in a while usually was a sign that, like, yo, man, maybe they're busy, or maybe there's something going on. I need to check in. Hey, what's up, bro? I haven't heard from you in a while. I haven't seen you in a while. You know what I'm saying? I think the last time I heard from you was like 7 to 8 months ago, dog. You know what I mean? I just want to make sure you was okay, all right? Call me back, my nigga. Love you. Safety. That used to be the common theme, right? With very few individuals, culturally speaking, it wasn't as commonplace to run into someone who says things like, I prefer text. And so when somebody actually preferred text back in the early 2000s, right, it would stick out. Like, hey, you prefer text. I don't really hear that often, but bet, I'll text you back. In fact, generally speaking, a lot of people you would run into a lot more often would only text you if they were unable to call you, or if they were in an area where perhaps things were too loud around them in their environment, and therefore you would barely be able to hear them, or if they had bad reception, that's why they wouldn't call. You know, a whole bunch of reasons that made sense when it came to text. But that's just not what it is right now. It's not what it is at all. Now, I do want to give a caveat, right? And give grace to the fact that despite our culture being deeply impersonal and far removed nowadays, technology has grown in such a way where now it can make more accommodations for people who always had different communication styles. And perhaps if the technology existed the same way it does now back then, you would have seen a lot of people anyway preferring text because people communication styles are different. Some people who are neurodivergent, right, deal with stimuli issues, by which perhaps texting can act as a buffer between their inability to self-regulate that overstimuli while also providing a connection with the person of which they seek to have a conversation with. And so I understand that that's the payoff, right? And I also understand that again, if we had this technology back then maybe you would have saw people saying they prefer text anyway, right? But what I'm more so highlighting is that nowadays, when you don't get a phone call from someone whom you love and have been friends with for a while, it's culturally speaking, generally speaking, it's not much of a concern anymore. It doesn't concern people that they haven't heard from you in a while via phone call. But it does concern them if you actually delete your account for whatever reason, Instagram, Facebook,